But in today's lesson, we're going to be using Python. We're on 0.9 and we're string. What is a string, Yuna? What is a string? Can you read? Characters. Like in China, they have a character, right? This is da. No, da is like this, right? Da. This is a character, 对不对? So one letter is called a character, okay? And it's really useful for strings because if you have a password, you could say if the answer is the same as password, this is string, okay? Now, each letter has a number. Carol, what is these little numbers on top of the string here? What are these called? 0, like Monty Python. What is this number called? What are these numbers called? For sure. What are these numbers? For example, the letter H has the number 9. What is this number called? What is this? It's called the index number. What are index numbers used for there, Carol? Why 9? What does the 9 mean? What can I do with the index number? We'll click answer. Yuna, what can I do? I can use numbers to print a specific letter within a string. So let's have a try. I want you to open up Python. Okay? You can use online Python or what have you. Write down today's date. What is today's date? 15, yeah? Write down your name. Okay? Each code, we should have a header comment. And what is the topic there? You know, what do we talk about? Today we talk about strings. Okay, so let's make a word. Say Mr. Newson, or you just put your own name, okay? And what we're going to do is I'm going to print, and if I don't want to print, I can print the whole word and it'll say Mr. Newson. So again, when you save this code, save this into into a folder onto your desktop. Okay, we are IG unit 0, and this is 0.9. Okay, it's called strings. Okay, just save your file. So when I hit run, I'm going to just kill this data here. When I hit run, it says Mr. Newson. This is the string. But let's say I want to remove the Mr. I just want to actually put your full name. Can you write your full name? Write your first name and last name. Okay? And instead of word, let's call this name because it's actually a name, not a word. That's a better function, name. And hit run. It says Benjamin Newson. Okay? Now, in China, do you say your first name or last name first? What is your name in Chinese, Yuna? Yes, what is your Chinese name? What is your Xingming? What is your last name? Gong. So in China, do you say Gong and then your first name at the end? 对不对? So in Canada or in the UK, it goes first name. When you're introducing, or writing on a piece of paper, it's first name, then last name. Agree? But in China, it's flip. It is last name, then first name. Agree or disagree? And so we have to be able to cut a string in pieces and flip using the computer. How to do that? Well, if I print the name, it's going to print out the whole string. But if I just want to print a piece, I use the bracket. And within the bracket, you can use the index numbers. Okay? So if I put 0, and then I go, this is the very first character, 对不对? How many characters are my first name there, Yuna? I have 1, 2, how many? Can you count how many letters are in my first name? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, agree? So we start counting at 0, but you have to add 1 extra. So let's put in 8. Let's see if this prints my first name. It says Benjamin. You see, this is called a splice. It's like a cut / split. Splice. I just cut the string in half. And this is the Kaiser and this is the Ent. Right? So my name's here, and then I cut. It's only my first name. If I want to print my last name, Carol, what numbers do I need to put for my last name? So you have to figure out how many characters. I only want to print this part right here. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We would start at 8. Okay? So my last name is my name. What index number do I start? Right here, there, Carol. N is what number? You have to count all these to get up to this location. How many characters? Also, the space. Does this 这个算还是不算? What do you think there? 这个也算. Okay? So just note that even a space, okay, Yuna? Even a space 算一个 number. 对不对? So what number is my last name start at? There, Carol. N. Where's N? My last name right here is what number? This is going to be 0, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each of these are my index numbers. I'm just going to make them the same size here so we can represent 6, 7. So N is 7. And then 8 is the space. So what do I need to start there, Carol? What index number is the N? N is what number? Yeah, we have to start at 9. Agree? So based on your own name, we have to start 9. And then you put this to the last. So this is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. But you have to add one more. Okay, you have to add one more because it actually is cutting that location. Okay, so I have my last name here. I'm going to print my last name. Do the same for 你自己的名字. Okay, you need to cut your first and last name into a piece. Okay, I'm going to hit run. It says Newson is my last name. Benjamin is my first name. So now we have two variables. First name is equal to my name. And then I'm just going to copy the cutting numbers. So this is my first name. First name, last name. If I hit run, I have just cut the string into two pieces. Now, if I want, I need to, here's schoolwork task. Write your name, your first and last name. Okay? And then what you're going to do is cut the string into two pieces, two variables. First name and last name. Okay? Can you do? This is for your, this is the名字. And then what I want you to do is print your last name, comma, first name. This is really important because sometimes if you enter in some data in a computer, you need to be able to cut string and then change the order. So I cut My last name is this location in the string, boop, 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 with the index numbers. You'll write your own name, okay? For example, you're Carol Dong. Yuna, what's your last name? Zhuang. So you write Yuna Zhuang, and you need to 自己 cut. Okay, we'll cut, okay? And then you're going to print your last name. So what I can do is then go print last name. Okay, I want my last name first. And then we want to join. We're going to press this plus button. The plus button is going to, it's called concatenization. I will show you what that means. Let me just, it means to join two strings together. Okay. Plus your first name. Okay. Let's see if this works. It should put Newson Benjamin. It says Newson Benjamin. Okay. So what I did is I have my first string and I cut him into pieces. And then you need to print last name, first name. Okay. The plus symbol. What does the Jahal do? I will just quickly show. What is the Jahal do there, Yuna? What does this Jahal do? What does the Jahal do? It joins two strings together. It's called concatenation. Concatenation 是一个单词 you need to 背出来. Okay, there, Carol Dong? Carol, can you have a look? Can you pronounce this word? Concatenation. Yuna, can you say? What does that mean?
Join.
Yeah, it just means to join two strings together. Okay, so that's your work. Schoolwork number 1 is write your first name, last name, cut it, and then fan out. Okay, well, I'll give you the, that's the very first section, okay? And then let's put, what does the Jahal means? It means let me just double check the spelling. Concatenation, okay? Make sure you put this into your notes there, Carol. Concatenation means to join two strings. Right. STR is short form for string. If you finish that, you can start working on your homework. Okay, there, Carol, you can go into 0.9. What you're going to do is, number 1, write a code that prints the length of a string. You have to read the PPT. You can work a little ahead. I will work with Yuna until she finishes that. Try to print the length of a string. There's a couple commands. You have to read the PowerPoint. I'm just going to pause the recording. All right. So, and other functions in strings is length of function. We have basically cutting, and we have upper and lowercase. Okay, so length of a string in Python, you can go print and you use len of name. This is going to print how many characters this is. Let me just have a run. We'll just check this out. Okay, it's 15 characters. So if you add up all those characters, it's 15. On Pseudocode, on the exam, they use this thing called substring. And then you have your string, and then you have your index, your start index. And then it's the length from that index. And this will print, sorry, this is splicing. This is cutting. Okay. If you want to print the length on the exam, they just go length of string, of your string variable. That's, they use this big capitalized, that's pseudocode. Oh, okay, cutting. So if I wanted to print my name and I only wanted to print the very first 3 characters, you're going to have to do one more and cut at this location, which is going to be 4. Okay. With the square bracket. I'm going to hit run. And, oh, sorry. This is, I forgot it counted at 0. So it's just going to be 0 to 3. Hit then. And then on the exam, they use substring, the string name, and then the start index starts at 1, and then it's the length. So in this case, the length was, how many characters was 3 from the start. We have different, okay, bye, bye, have a good one. See you. So we have, oh, lowercase and uppercase. This makes all the characters upper or lowercase. And to do this in Python, they have a whole bunch of different functions. Okay, and you can go to this website, www.w3schools.com, and they give it to you. So, for example, lower and upper with the bracket converts a string into lowercase. So I'm going to try with upper. So print my name, and then it uses a function called upper or lower, and this will print all these strings in uppercase, regardless if they were upper or lowercase in the original string. You can see it's all uppercase, and if I want it lowercase, I just put lower. So should say my name upper and lowercase, like that. So those are all the things that you need to know. But for the exam, on the exam, for pseudocode, they use L case and U case. L case for upper. So it would just be L case string and uppercase your string there, or your character, either or. Okay, there we go.